Choices Player of the Year. Why? Because he makes everyone better. You can make a case for D. Brown. You can make a case for Luther Head. But I believe the stabilizer is Williams. Ager has been on fire, as you said, averaging 18.5 the last 4 games.
The only regular season meeting between the two. There is no return match down in Champaign. So if Michigan State can win tonight, they'll have a leg up, if you will, on Illinois in the Big Ten race. Plus, it would be only the second Michigan State's history over number 1. You won't get a better look than that, but Chris Hill has not been shooting the ball well the last few weeks. He's been a sharpshooter over the course of his career. They need him to knock down the open three.
Well, he's one of the outstanding AT&T specialist long-range shooters. And as you said, he's been struggling because I think psychologically he's worried so much about handling the basketball at the point guard slot.
Dick, after about a 2-hour practice yesterday, Hill stuck around by himself and took about 200 extra three-pointers. D. Brown, let's check out the TV Waterhouse starting lineup. So a lot of familiar names. Bruce Weber has used the same starting 5 every single game this season. Paul Davis sat out Saturday in a win over Oakland to rest on a sprained left ankle. He says it's about 90% coming into this game tonight. This time it's Anderson from the corner, and he misses a 3, and now the Illini will get their first attempt.
And that's the stabilizer with the rock in his hand. A mini version of Jason Kidd. Great body. Had a big game again. Centennial celebrated 100 years.
Darren Williams leading the league in assists. He also was struggling with his shot until the Saturday game against the Gophers. Knocked down 4 threes. Roger Powell at 6'6" over Anderson, and Powell follows it up and in as Illinois scores first.
He's one of the unsung heroes on this squad. The preacher man, Roger, had 21 against Minnesota. The way Barnes kids told me, they said they thought he was the difference.
The licensed minister, that's why Dick called him the preacher man. His nickname is the Red. Davis withdraws the foul, and sometimes you can gauge how well things are going to go for Michigan State by how assertive Paul Davis is early in a game.
Well, he's assertive his size, but Tom Izzo, what happens when he stretches the defense, he's got to give him some post presence. 10 years at Michigan State, 3 times you see National Coach of the Year, and the National Championship 3 times in a row to the Final Four.
This senior class, though, has not won a Big Ten regular season or tournament title. Davis is in the junior class, but Hill, Torber, Anderson, and Vibraco is part of that senior class. Bruce Weber, just his 2nd year as the head coach of Illinois, long time, 5 years in Southern Illinois, and what a run he's had in the last year.
Well, you know, both guys, I really respect the fact he worked in the trenches, comments over the years, under the mental jump, keep going, and you have a case of Bruce Weber under one of the best minds of the game, and motivators Gene Caden.
Well, their good friends came into the league as assistants at about the same time. By the way, happy birthday to Tom Izzo, 50 a couple of days ago. Powell inside again, and he'll go to the line. And right now we're seeing what everybody in the Big Ten knows. As you mentioned, Roger Powell is a matchup nightmare. Tom Izzo, Anderson, Torber, Trannon, who's going to cover Powell effectively?
They're right there to hit the high-low edge and try Anderson early in the game.
First foul on Maurice Ager. How do you concentrate shooting free throws into that?
I know, right out here today, this place jammed, everybody excited. Jack Evelyn, who's a real authority on Michigan State basketball, former columnist here in town, now a radio talk show host, written 3 books, told me this is the most unbelievable game, regular season ever. That's quite a statement. Some said maybe waiting for Magic's debut was a big one as well. That was good Central Michigan.
This is the first time number 1 has come to East Lansing since 1976.
That was a general,
Indiana team that went on to go undefeated and win the national championship.
Well, Michigan State wasn't really good in that era. Right now, they're number 10 in the nation, and they're getting Davis started by going to
interesting matchups. Bruce Weber's got 6'6" instead of Augustine, and for Tom Izzo, he's got Chris Hill trying to chase around speedy D. Brown.
Well, the reason he has right now, I spoke to Bruce Weber, he thinks Powell can beat him for the spot and get some help from Augustine.
Powell misses a 3. He's got all 4 of Illinois' points so far. Michigan State back, trying to take the lead, looking inside again. Davis will turn around.
They might have to make the switch here. He's getting the shot too easily over the top of Powell. They're establishing Davis, and they just keeping that lead on.
Tom Izzo said, we're not getting Paul Davis enough touches. And Paul Davis told me today he wants the ball. It's got to go through him at least every time down the floor. Here's Augustine. Luther Head, Illinois' leading scorer this misses a three. Augustine the rebound, and a foul committed by Michigan State. Tim Higgins will get Chris Hill for the foul as we check out Davis at the other end.
Look at Davis right here. He wants the ball. Look at him right here. He's calling for the ball. Right in the post. He's calling for the ball. Spins in the lanes. I like the idea that he's saying, get me those.
You and I have done a number of Michigan State games, and sometimes they do get it to him a lot. Sometimes they don't. He's got a clear size advantage over Powell right now. Kelvin Torbert has checked into the game. Super sixth man for Michigan State. He'll be on D. Brown.
He's an outstanding defensive player.
He's become a great shooter the last couple of years as well.
Matchup zone defense right now.
Something the Spartans don't do very much of. And penetrates and gets the bounce.
Well, what Luka did really well, he attacked the gap in that zone. Used his athleticism, got right into the gap.
Well, Dick, a lot nationally, but locally in Michigan State, for maybe not doing more than they've done, especially after that loss up in Wisconsin a couple of weeks ago.
I don't understand it. I really can't. These kids are playing for the Elite Eight, 2 second-place finishes in the Big Ten. Expectations because they spoiled them. He spoiled them literally by going to the Final Four 3 consecutive years. That's one of the dangers, in a way, of being successful. Everybody wants to know, can you match what you previously did?
Shannon Brown, a very exciting and talented and athletic shot. Backdoor feed to Torbert. That's quick.
Great backdoor play. It's an outstanding weapons for Illinois to outwork in-man defense.
Torbert comes off the bench stick and averages double figures.
He was a big-time recruit. In fact, #1 rated in USA Today.
But he's put his ego aside to help this team any way he can. Well, you knew the Spartans would come out fired up. You knew their fans would come out fired up tonight.
I think Darren's too unselfish. I told him that after the Wisconsin game. I think he's got to look for a shot a little more and go to the basket.
Shot clock at 3. Williams for 3. There you go. Nice work. Not with the noise in this place tonight. Not even you can be heard across the floor. Foul on the Illini. I believe it's Luther Head. Good start here. #1 on the road in East Lansing.
The NCAA Women's Basketball Championship begins March 19th.
What will you do with the roomy Toyota Tundra double cab?
I'm gonna take my family on vacation.
I'm gonna go bowling with the guys.
Camping.
With a roomy interior, you can do more. Tundra double cab. Now that's moving you forward.
If a relaxing moment turns into the right moment, will you be ready? You can be with Cialis. Cialis is the only erectile dysfunction tablet clinically proven to both work fast and work up to 36 hours. 36 hours to relax and take your time. 36 hours to choose the moment that's right for you and your partner. Cialis is only for men healthy enough for sexual activity. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain or certain alpha blockers for prostate problems or cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Don't drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. Erections lasting longer than 4 hours, though rare, require immediate medical help. Discuss your health status with your doctor and ask if Cialis is right for you. 36-hour Cialis. When the moment is right, will you be ready?
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Toyota. Choose any direction as long as it's moving forward. And in part by Cialis. Cialis free sample of Cialis is right for you. And Net Zero Internet Access. Only $9.95. Call 877-NET-ZERO or get it at netzero.com.
I think the Zones having any fun here tonight at Breslin Center. Great start to this one. #1 Illinois up a point on Michigan State. Dan Schulman, Dick Vitale, and Doris Burke with you here tonight. Doris, what do you have?
Well, Dan, you guys have touched on this a bit already. The senior class for Michigan State entered the program on the heels of 4 championships, 3 Final Fours. They have played their entire careers under the weight of that legacy. In fact, despite 3 straight NCAA tournament appearances, this is a team that has been labeled soft and underachieving. For Chris Hill, Kelvin Torbert, Alan Anderson, and Timbo Brackus, I think this game is about a little bit more than beating just undefeated Illinois. This would be one very giant step toward that elusive first Big Ten championship and maybe just a bit of redemption, guys.
Hey, Doris, I'll tell you one thing. These kids really, unfortunately, as you said, had to follow that legacy. But think about all the players they've lost, like Jason Richardson. You think about Taylor, who should have never left school. He's like Omar Cook, and Avery, and Forte, who should have stayed in school.
Shannon Brown, a little bit short. Offensive rebound by Brown, and he puts it back up in the air.
Well, you know, his high school running mate, it was D. Brown.
That's right.
Played together. What a dynamite duo they must have been.
And they have spoken on the phone in recent days, although amazingly, they never even got to the state championships as high school teammates. Where was the inside game? I mean, those two guys playing together on the high school level. Strip. Here's Shannon Brown where he excels, and his buddy D. Brown strips him of the ball.
Yeah, D. Brown saw that move many a time on the playground.
Now D, the pull-up three, not there. Matt Trannon is in the game now for Michigan State. Fifth-year senior Jack Ingram, who was huge up in Madison last week, has checked in for Illinois, and now he's guarding Paul Davis, who's off to a great start.
Illinois shooting the ball a little too quickly. Got to have more patience on the offensive side, more ball movement.
Trannon wide open at the free throw line, and the wide receiver from the football team, Bang's been in recent weeks.
Well, he gives him athleticism, toughness. Steve Mariucci's probably checking him out from up above.
That's right, he's here now.
His buddy, yeah.
Jaron Williams trying to shake Torbert. That won't be easy. Torbert has won Michigan State's Defensive Player of the Year award in the last 3 years. Can't defend that, though. Luther Head for three.
Just so solid. Defends really well. You can make a case for him as Player of the Year as well. I got three guys you can make a case for.
Luther Head has made more threes than anybody in the Big Ten and shooting 43%.
They really take pride defensively as you see the steal.
Augustine. D. Brown, and Illinois leads as Torbert went tumbling down to the ground trying to defend two Illinois players, and Torbert is shaken up.
You know, you mentioned Augustine. Augustine was Player of the Week for the second time in the Big Ten. Had 15 and 7 against Minnesota with that centennial 100th year celebration. Doesn't get a lot of publicity, notoriety. Had a big solid game against Wisconsin, but it broke that 38-game win streak.
Let's see what happened to Torbert. He's a very valuable player, and he just ran D. Brown alone for the layup. Torbert's tough. He's going to stay in the game. Maybe not. Gracchus is checking. So Tom Izzo has decided just now to take Torbert out as he limps to the bench.
Last year's game up in Champaign where the Orange crusher out. They blew him away, beat him by 25. Augustine had 16 points, 11 rebounds. Williams had 15 points. And Michigan State really turned the ball over in that game.
Great challenge here for Drew Neitzel. The freshman at the point has come in. Gracchus, as we mentioned, on the floor as well. Ager and Anderson have returned. Ager misses the three, and Augustine with a big rebound. He's a big-time rebounder.
And he's staying out of foul trouble. Yeah. That's a big plus. First 2 years, got in foul trouble a great deal. Bruce Weber was telling me before the game.
Ingram, not there. Hit a couple of monster threes in the second half of Wisconsin last week.
Well, they finished 14-1 at the end of that game. What a spurt they had. A reversal of what happened to Michigan State with an 8-point lead at Wisconsin, and Wisconsin scored the last 11 points.
That 8-point lead was with under 2 minutes to go. Hill and Davis crowd on the foul there. Anderson trying to use his quickness maybe to get by Ingram. Interesting matchups all over the floor. Ager, an explosive athlete. Can't get a shot off overhead. Shot clock at 7. Off the foot of Luther Head, but it's in a hook, and then he accidentally kicks it ahead and out of bounds. The shot clock did not reset because Illinois never had possession. So Michigan State will get it back, but only 2 to shoot.
It's amazing, only 5 teams. You think about Indiana, 2 years in a row with 32-0, 31-0. Ohio State, 22-0, and 60-61, and 61-62. And Illinois, 21-0 this year, the 5 best starts ever in the Big Ten.
Pretty historic season so far for Illinois. Tom Izzo wants a new shot clock, but I think he knows he's not going to win. That's the right call. Yeah, Illinois never had possession.
Exactly.
Neitzel from midcourt. And he did not get it off in time.
You know, his Ohio State team had the likes of John Heindel, Mr. Havlicek, Jerry Lucas, one of the greatest ever in the Big Ten. Larry Siegfried. And Indiana was with Buckner Wilkerson in May. 2 years in a row. Starts at 30, coached by a shy, introverted guy from Indiana, Robert Montgomery.
Well, think about this. If Illinois, as Gracchus knocks it away, Neitzel at the other end, Trannon misses the follow.
You got to score that layup. He took the wrong angle to the basket.
Give Gracchus a lot of credit. He got that opportunity started with his hustle. whistle. Nick Smith inside.
Nice unselfish play. That's why they're second in the nation in assists behind North Carolina.
Nearly a steal by D. Brown. No run.
You know, it's interesting. They got 3 players. Look at the penetration into the gap right here. And then he's going to find the open man. Beautiful look. Powell with the dish. Ingram with the score. I could have scored that level. They got 3 guards who are averaging between 17 assists a game.
They are first, third, and sixth in the Big Ten. 3 of the top 6 guys on the same team.
And the relationship to turnovers is amazing.
An assist-to-turnover ratio that looks like a misprint. It's so much better than everybody else's. Off Jim Burr out of bounds. And one of the Burr turns it back over to Illinois. Jim Burr and Steve Welmer. And Tim Higgins tonight. 3 big-time officials working this big-time contest.
Well, the only time Michigan State, we talked about it earlier, has beaten their #1 was when they beat the kid from Breslin, Indiana, Larry Bird, in the national championship game in 1979, which that game, to me, that year, started the run for the growth of college basketball.
Coincided with your first year, right? Or you came in the next season, 79-80, started doing your games. By the way, you're doing a good job playing hurt tonight. You got a little flu or flu-like symptoms, but your consecutive game streak is intact.
I got to really credit the trainer, and I got to credit the team doctor.
Martindale, Dr. Caroline taking care of you. Darren Williams misses the 3. Rebound, Ager. Nice look ahead, Anderson. Davis is back in the game. Anderson spins but misses. And now Illinois trying to get out on the run. Numbers for the Illini. McBride open for 3. Another assist for Darren Williams.
What great instincts and savvy Williams has. That's why he made my own Rolls-Royce first team. He has a great feel for the game. He knew McBride, who's a 3-point shooter, was open on him to even making the pass.
Matt Trannon, his second look from the free throw line, misses this one. And the rebound to Illinois. And here comes Darren Williams again. Michigan State has missed their last 6 shots. It's a 10-0 run for undefeated Illinois.
They survived that run that Wisconsin had when Wisconsin went up 8 on them. And that place was rocking at Kohl Center.
Nick Smith. This is the 15-footer. Another rebound to Ager.
Nick is brother shooting the ball. It's one of his strong suits.
Trannon.
Ball player, explosive.
You know, as a high school senior, he was as highly thought of as a basketball player. Although Mariucci'd love to get him as a receiver, wouldn't he?
Steve Mariucci, one of my favorite people, a motivator. Did a great job. The 49ers found out how much I missed him.
Darren Williams, look out. He's starting to knock down some shots.
If he makes that 3, his stock goes way, way up.
Agreed.
You want to get some of that stock.
Agreed.
If that is, my stock is up and down, man. The Dow Jones are up and down.
His second 3 of the night after hitting 4 against Minnesota Saturday.
The great outlet, gets it to the right guy, Williams. He finds the open guy diagonally, and there's the jumper. Tremendous transition game. Now look at Trannon. Great athletic ability, hanging in the air, laying it on the glass. Great hang time.
You know, Dick, you talked about some of the historic Big Ten teams. How about a look back at Ohio State? This is what they were doing in the early 60s. I could see you out there.
Oh, Chubby Checker. His daughter plays for Duke.
And how about some great footage of the early 60s? One of the great teams in college basketball history, right?
Oh, no doubt. Absolutely.
The best starts at currently 5th. The win tonight matches them with that Ohio State team that you saw 4th. Everybody chasing Indiana in 76. But think about this. Illinois won 21 in a row. If they're going to run the table and win the national championship, they're going to have to win 18 more games.
Wow. Listen to this stuff. 13 teams went undefeated in a regular season since Indiana did it. And bottom line is, all 13 one common denominator. They didn't win the national championship.
And everybody remembers how you finish more than how you start,
no
right?
Doubt. No doubt.
Illinois off to an historic start, though, at 21-0. Let's not forget Boston College, ranked 5th now, 18-0, at home to West.
Al Skinner with that great combination. Smith and
Davis, great look. Torber. And Anderson is skying over everybody for the offensive rebound.
Well, he gives a great versatility. He's a guy that can play 3 positions on the floor. A lot of experience. He, Hill, Corbett, Davis, they've been around.
Yeah. Right now, Michigan State with 3 seniors on the floor, and they desperately want this win here tonight.
Remember, Illinois had 28 in a row at Champaign about 3 years ago. These kids were freshmen. They've been down there and beat Illinois.
Augustine finds head as the shot clock moves under 10. Head driving on Brown, stolen by Paul Davis.
He did a terrific job anticipating that pass, Davis. He gave a little help, and then he stepped back to the open man.
Bruce Weber wanted a carry or a double dribble there on Chris Hill. Anderson to Davis. There you go, coach.
Got to bring the ball inside.
Paul Davis with 8.
Did a great job to get back. It looked like Ingram was going to have an open layup. What his place is right in the Breslin center.
Well, you know, they're playing number 1, but it's this year. It's not like Michigan State is in awe of Illinois, though if Luther Head keeps draining threes, maybe they should be.
They should be in awe. They're getting blown out by 25.
Last year down in Champaign, Illinois got 5 threes already in this game. Michigan State doesn't have any. Nice ball movement. Air ball by Shannon Brown. Loose ball run down by Chris Hill.
Patience on offense. I don't know why they're not getting more touches to Davis. He looks like he's got touch today. There's the high screen.
Hill goes the other way. Anderson, better look for Michigan State is a good outside shooting team, but they are not knocking him down. 0 for 6 on threes.
And if this game is close at the end, a little edge goes to Michigan State. They lead the nation in free throw shooting.
Although they missed a couple of big ones up at Wisconsin in a game they should have won. Luther Head open again. Ingram keeps it alive.
He ran a one-man fast break. You got to keep him a half-court game.
Oh, man. Illinois is smoking from the outside right now.
Well, he shoots better than 42% from threes.
A 10-point lead, the biggest difference in this game. The 6 threes already. They've quieted the zone a little bit here, Dick.
They really have. Remember, we were here last year. It was number 5 against number 6 with Duke. And Duke took him out of the game early.
Paul Davis, 10 points already. He came to play tonight.
Got to get him more touches down. They got to get him more touches inside. Maybe the defensive stop here to get some momentum.
A very long stretch without a whistle here midway through the first half. Illinois undefeated, ranked number 1, leading by 8.
And that's a challenge. Say it again. They win here tonight, they're running a regular season pace.
You see the great three-point shooting for the Illini. D. Brown again. And he's smiling at the crowd on his way back down the floor.
Well, you want to smile, yeah. There's a lot of time left in this game. But he has really improved his game. Out of Proviso East, played with Shannon Brown in high school, quieting the crowd right now.
That timeout was actually called by Illinois in spite of the run that they're on right now. All 3 of the guards are knocking down threes tonight.
There's Luther Head, squares his body really well. Michigan State doing a poor job. You got to step out on him. You can't drift away. Davis gave a little help. But right there, Shannon Brown didn't step out and gave him a great look. And now I'm going to see another great look for him. Hey, somebody better understand. The scouting report says he can shoot the trifecta.
Each of the 3 guards we talk so much about already has 2 threes in this game. McBride's got 1. They've got 7 as a team as we go to Doris.
Well, Dan, just a little bit about Luther. Had a very different season this year than last. Remember, twice enduring 2 separate 2-game suspensions. One, a failure to operate a license while it was suspended, and then the first one involving a late-night burglary. He actually, if I'm too much of a distraction, I will leave this basketball team. Weber said, I learned under Gene Katie that you've got to know the man. I looked in his eyes. I knew he was remorseful. He has been nothing but great all season long, guys.
Good to hear a guy getting a second opportunity and making the most of it. Chris Hill, and Michigan State finally knocks down a Trey.
Well, he's one of the better shooters in the history of the school, and he's got to make them happen. So many times, if you're a gifted athlete, you're going to get the second opportunity, and you better take advantage of it. You know, last year happened up in Iowa with the
Pierce may be in trouble again in a burglary event.
Charged yet. First block. From what you read, it looked really good.
Michigan State at Iowa on Saturday. Their next game. Shot clock under 10.
Innocent proving guilty, guys. You're going to give it to these new days.
Williams, he's going to have to get a shot off. Fading to the left, and the rebound to Davis. We've gone so long without a whistle, except for the 2 called timeouts. We haven't had the under-12 media timeout or the under-8 media timeout. These players are going hard for long stretches. Luther Head ahead of the pack. And he missed the layup.
So he never really had control from out of the windy city of Chicago.
Timeout on the floor. Number 1 Illinois up by 8.
What will you do now that the Toyota Tundra has more power?
Buy another snowmobile.
I'm gonna rip out some stumps.
I'm gonna get my tools back from my neighbor.
With an enhanced 282 horsepower I-Force V8, you can do more. that's moving you forward.
Being able to track packages is critical to our customers. That's why we've developed a more advanced scanning system. You see, we take delivering information as seriously as delivering packages.
UPS, what can Brown do for you?
You know, I think I'd marry you again. All these people as witnesses?
Yeah, right. Mom? Dad?
Lisa, will you marry me? Again.
This anniversary, tell her I forever do.
The chicken enchilada grilled stuffed burrito, slow simmered enchilada sauce, all white meat chicken and melted cheese, smothered on the inside, wrapped up, then grilled to go. For enchilada taste, it's delicious inside and out. Think outside the bun.
Say it with me, say it with me. Here we go. Let's go, insurers and justice. Let's go.
Grill.
Let's go, insurers and justice. Let's
$80.
Go. Cut that meat.
Sandwich.
Cut that meat.
$6.
Cut that meat.
Gas.
You're my favorite accountant. Tommy, please. Johnny, please, you're on my fantasy team. You're my favorite worker.
Fans.
Yes. Woo!
Priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
Okay. Never gonna wash his hand. Right here, look at that.
Back at the Breslin Center where Michigan State's trying to knock off #1, and it's unanimous #1. #1 in the media poll, #1 in the coaches poll, and why not, Dick? They beat some very good teams.
Well, think about this. If you can have Gonzaga down by 31, you can have at one time in the game 38. Those 38 Gonzaga, 31 was Wake Forest, 24 Cincinnati go up to with a basketball team. No matter what happens here today, they are one of my two choices that I have as locks in my mind for the Final Four. North Carolina and Illinois. The other two slots, it could be a Kentucky or Louisville. It could be Oklahoma State. It could be a Kansas. Syracuse. I think Syracuse in the tournament time is going to be a real tough to really battle with.
Darren Williams stepped out of bounds. Now we got the under-8 timeout. We'll step aside again. Illinois leading by 8.
The Toyota Tundra has more power.
I'm going to get a bigger trailer. Build a new addition. I'm going to buy me a boat.
With an enhanced 282 horsepower I-Force V8, you can do more. Tundra Double Cab. Now that's moving you forward.
Everyone wants it, basketball's got it. ESPN College Game Day, Saturdays at 11. Fueled by...
Now, Champaign Telephone, your local Verizon Wireless authorized agent, is the largest cellular store in the area. Wireless coverage and accessories and enjoyable experience. Our knowledgeable and experienced staff will help you select the perfect Verizon Wireless voice and data plans to suit your needs and your budget. Get a new family share plan from Verizon Wireless and get additional lines for only $9.99 monthly access each line. Includes unlimited in-calling on each line. For all your personal and business wireless needs, Champaign Telephone, the wireless experts you've always trusted.
Two big dealers, 0 down, 0% APR financing, $5,000 discount, 05 savings event at O'Brien Auto Park of Urbana and O'Brien Auto Park of Champaign. Over 1,200 vehicles to choose from. Buy select new vehicles with 0 money down, 0% APR financing for 60 months or $5,000 discounts. The 2005 savings event is going on now at O'Brien Auto Park of Urbana and O'Brien Auto Park of Champaign.
Who are you gonna call? O'Brien!
Welcome back to Super Tuesday, presented by Toyota. #1 Illinois leading Michigan at stake here, an undefeated season, #1 and so forth. But also within the Big Ten, if Michigan State could win tonight, they and the Illini will each have 1 loss. And there's no return matchup between these two teams down in Champaign. Too many teams, so you can't play everybody twice in a season.
Well, that's why I don't like the expansion, what it's done. It's really watered down the regular season champ. Well, you think about 89, they had that great team. They were second in the Big Ten. Third was Michigan, who won the national title. First was Jay Edwards and a gang, Lyndon Jones. They had Eric Anderson that year. But you know what the difference is? In 89, you have people like Glenn Rice, Nick Anderson, B.J. Lunch, Roy Mormon, Kenny Battle, all first rounders. You talk about 90, Gill, Louis Burton of Minnesota, Neil Robinson, Lloyd Ball, Terry Mills, all first rounders.
Davis off to Ager for three. They got him a touch, and he found the open man.
Yes, got the ball right to Ager, watching the defense. What I'm trying to
I see what you're saying. You look at these two teams, there aren't that many.
Look over the last few years, because so many players have gone early to the NBA draft that might have been Big Ten players.
Wow, D. Brown is sure playing like a first rounder. That's his third three of the night.
I tell you, he's feeling good. He's a one-man fast break. He's so quick with the basketball. And now he's added the arsenal of that jump shot.
Chris Hill, they double him. Ager from the corner.
Great skip pass. That is part of their practice play. Hill comes to the ball side, and you bring it diagonally. Excellent play.
And the end zone is fired up as the Spartans have gotten back within 5.
I got a basketball junkies group. Unbelievable. Like 5 in the next 7 days. All great environments.
I hope they're all as good as this. Look at what's going on under the basket. Roger Powell for three. Rebound Davis, who's having a big night in all aspects of the game.
Well, he was ready to play. He was in the trader's room today. He told me, I'm ready. No problems with my ankle.
He'll shoot this. It's a 2. And it's Illinois' ball. D. Brown comes up with a loose ball. We near the 4-minute mark. Augustine beats everybody down the floor. Matt Trannon with a hard foul.
Augustine really running the court. He's got good foot speed for a big player. There's the contact. No question. Over the back. There's the catch. Coach McLean told me all about his foot speed and how he's staying out of foul trouble. His son played his surgery.
Augustine's first point of the night, first foul on Trannon. Anderson has returned for Brown.
Look at Ager. He wants the ball. He wants the ball. They spot him diagonally. He's been on fire, 18.5 a game.
He's the guy who had a lot of injuries the last couple of years. Now healthy. He's having a big-time season. He's their leading scorer.
I like Augustine, too. I like his toughness. He runs the court. He gives a post presence inside.
Powell out Ingram in, Dick.
They really established whether McLean keeping him. Jay Price does a heck of a job. And Tracy Webster, he was a heck of a player at Wisconsin.
Their career assist leader. He was up at Madison last week when Illinois came from 8 down in the second half to win by 10. The Davis screen, again the double on him. The open man Trannon, the lob inside Anderson. They did everything right to finish the play. Anderson a little bit too far behind the backcourt. Look at D. Brown's speed.
He's got an explosive step.
Trannon throws it away. 4-on-1 now, Illinois. D. Brown. And Michigan State very fortunate that turnover didn't cost them 3 points.
Well, especially the way they're shooting the 3, Illinois, tonight.
Ager. Bounce pass inside to Trannon. Tough pass, held ball. Arrow gives it back to Illinois. And we'll go to a timeout. Late in the first half here with the Breslin Center. Tom Izzo's team down 7 to number 1.
It's the show critics are raving about. Catch a hardcore presentation and get caught up from the beginning with 3 great episodes. Let's rock and roll. Chill, the first 3 episodes. Thursday starting at 9 p.m. on ESPN. Presented by Toyota.
When you've been recognized by J.D. Power & Associates as the most dependable heavy-duty full-size pickup truck, there's no need to be bashful. GMC Sierra, professional grade engineering. It's no more than you need, just more than you're used to.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be landing shortly. For those of you for you, if you're going on to Atlanta, you'll be at gate A9, Buenos Aires, A17. Back from a long night out with the entire Tokyo office, capped off by a karaoke rendition of I Am Woman that certainly no one will forget, and still pulling off that 7-figure deal the next morning without a hitch. You're at gate C21, Denver, C10.
We know why you fly. We're American Airlines.
A steady girlfriend. I'm maturing nicely, I think. Here's another example.
I eat, which I love, which I order off the dollar menu, which gives me a lot of food for not much dough. But I don't poke a hole in the wrapper, twirl it on my nose anymore, and go, woo, woo, woo. Stop doing that.
Scott Reese, Jay Billis back in the studio. Coming up on the UPS halftime report, we'll play a little alphabet soup. We'll talk D as in D Brown. We'll talk BC as in undefeated Boston College, also in action tonight. Jay, your thoughts on what we're seeing?
Well, we're seeing D Brown run the fast break in the first half. Michigan State has got to get back in transition, but you can see what a great passing team Illinois is. The quality of the pass determines the quality of the shot, and Illinois is getting quality shots as a result of their passing.
A quick-moving first half. We'll see at halftime. Dan and Dickie V take us the rest of the way.
All right, Scott Jay, looking forward to that. There's Stephen Bartle, a key member of the 1989 Flying Illini. They celebrated 100 on Saturday. Some feel the 89 team was maybe the best team in Illinois history, and under Lou Henson, led by the likes of Kendall Gill, who's going to make the layup here, Lowell Hamilton, Kenny Battle, Nick Anderson. Some feel that team maybe should have won the national championship.
Well, you know, they lost the heartbreaker in the semifinals to Michigan, who won it all. They had beaten Michigan twice during the regular season. But if you've seen the toughness, Jim Delaney, I'm telling you, the Big Ten, the commissioner, at that time they had so many first-rounders. Yeah. I think they got hurt by kids leaving early. Guys like LeBron James, Darius Miles from East St. Louis. Yeah. Those kids might have ended up, even though I think Miles might have committed to St. John's verbally. A lot of those kids would have been recruited by Big Ten people.
It's a pretty special Illinois team that starts 2 seniors and 3 juniors. Michigan State has 3 seniors in their top 6. These are 2 very experienced teams.
You know, I love this team. I love their backcourt. I would give their backcourt Williams, Brandon, Ted, the edge over the 89. But the 89 baseline to me was he come off the bench with Marcus Liberty. You got Battle and all those people, Anderson.
Luther Head with the shot clock running down, forces up a desperation 30-footer, and he almost hit it.
Dumping inside, wide open. Oh, got a foul.
Augustine with the foul on Anderson. Augustine's first. Hey, Dick, coverage of Winter X Games 9 concludes on ESPN tonight with the finals of the snowcross and skiing superpipe live from Aspen. Winter X Games 9 on ESPN tonight at 9 Eastern. Get a load of this. Winter X snowcross. Wow. Contestants wearing 450-pound snowmobiles down a mountain.
Wow. I want to do color on that. Wow. Hey, Jay is exactly right. Talking about quality shots. Teams that do well are teams that get good shots. Yep. Understand who should shoot the ball. Come down in transition. Got a good three-point shooter on your left. You don't go to your right and make a great pass to a guy that's not a shooter. Understanding it. That's what Darren Williams does. And they pass the ball to exception. They're the best passing perimeter team in America because they share it. They got double team assists between them.
Davis has had a nice half. He goes out. Drew Namick checks in for the first time for Michigan State. Anderson at the line, looking to make the second free throw and bring the Spartans a little bit closer. He will. They're down 5 as we go to Doris Burke.
Well, guys, we're talking about Darren Williams. Consider this. He was the contingency plan at Kansas if Aaron Miles didn't sign. He was plan B at North Carolina if Felton didn't sign. And the day before he goes to Georgia Tech, guys, Jarrett Jack signs. This great season.
Well, plan B, if you will, is on the verge of leading the Big Ten in assists for the 3rd consecutive year. Nobody's ever led the league in assists their first 3 years in the Big Ten. Darren Williams will do it this year. Brown did not like that call on Namick at all.
He loves passing the basketball. Bill Self told me he would bring it up. And he's a special kid. He's so unselfish. He's all about the team. And they got a great player right up in Kansas. Aaron Miles is starting to really play at the level that people expected out of him.
Right against Texas.
They were terrific. If they play like that, the thing I like, the coach handling the coach, they got blown out by Villanova, you saw that game, and they came back.
G. Brown, the follow by Augustine. Comes down to Namick, who doesn't play a whole lot, but trying to give him some minutes. G. Brown with a steal. Look at his speed. We're not going to catch him.
Forget about it. And you know, the real sign of greatness is how you handle all the distraction. And remember this, you can't hide greatness. If somebody's super at a young age, Tiger Woods, Alex Rodriguez, they're a great team, you can't hide it. And you got to handle handle all the distractions.
Darren Williams with a foul. D. Brown has already surpassed his season average. He's got 13 points in the first half and some of the quickest hands in college basketball.
Well, you think he's playing for little bragging rights with his buddy Shannon as well?
So far, he's winning that matchup. So far, Illinois is winning the matchup by 7. Paul Davis back in for Drew Namath.
I think that's the only matchup he wants. I think that's why they're so successful. Bruce Weber's done a great buy-in to the team concept.
Ingram hurtling over his own bench as he knocks the ball out of bounds. You got to feel good for a guy like Ingram, a fifth-year senior who has played for 4 different coaches at 2 different schools in his college career.
Oh, it's under the shirt. Blow the whistle. You can't get away with that. Where's
Apparently
the guys?
you can.
Where's the striped shirts? Oh, did he get away with one there?
Paul Davis got the shot. Now Ingram.
Davis was wide open and missed it.
Anderson double him, so he takes the shot.
He's an athlete, my friends. We talk about athlete. We talk about physicality, ability to jump. We talk about the first step, quickness. We talk about lateral quickness.
We talk about a 39-inch vertical leap.
We got Corbin now playing ground. He's very physical, but is he quick enough to play ground?
Hager defending Darren Williams. Here's D. Luther head with Chris Hill on him. A speed advantage matchup.
Switch out up top.
Ingram with a 3. His 5th of the season. 1 tonight. 2 in Wisconsin last week.
He hit 2 big ones when they were -8. And it was struggle city up in Madison. But he came through big. And he ended that incredible streak. Certainly a salute to the Wisconsin Badgers. Anytime you can win 38 in a row with 2 Big Ten titles, with a Big Ten tournament,
no question.
A salute to Bo Ryan and his kids.
Michigan State, the final shot. And Davis, Augustine, D. Brown. And it almost went in. No foul call at that end. The crowd doesn't like it. Tom Izzo doesn't like it. Illinois will sprint off the floor with D. Brown having a great first half. They've got an 8-point lead as we go to Doris Burke with Bruce Weber.
Coach, you get the lead by virtue of great outside shooting. When Michigan State was effective, they went through Paul Davis. Anything you'll do differently with him?
Well, we were trapping, and they had some good counters to our trap, and they started minutes out, then they got it inside. So we've shot the ball well right from the start, and we got to be patient. We got to get it inside now and get them in a little foul trouble.
All right, Coach, good luck in the second half. Dan?
Thank you, Doris. 41-33. Number 1 undefeated Illinois leading Michigan State at halftime. Time now for the UPS halftime report. Scott Reese and Jay Billis.
All right, Dan, thank you so much. On the strength of 9 3-pointers, Illinois with that 8-point lead at the break. Some big news to tell you about from the NBA. ESPN, the magazine's Rick Bucher reporting that Lakers will step down. Apparently partly health-related, not, however, a relapse of his bladder cancer. The other part is apparently dissatisfaction with the way the team is playing. Also, Emmitt Smith, the NFL's all-time rushing leader, will retire this offseason. Sources tell John Clayton and Chris Mortensen. Smith expected to announce it on Thursday in Jacksonville. Coming up on the UPS halftime reports, D. Brown. He's a master when it comes to running the fast break. See if you can keep up with him. And back in action tonight. We'll check in on the Eagles.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Cadillac and the new STS with available performance tune all-wheel drive, Breakthrough, and Sonic. It's not just good, it's Sonic good.
If a lunar rover can get out of a ditch on the moon, if a tugboat can tow an enormous freighter, if an M1 tank can have a heavy ship, then why can't your truck? At GMC, our engineers don't just ask questions, they have answers. The GMC Sierra line of pickups. Professional grade engineering. It's not more than you need, just more than you're used to.
Fresh, made to order. Sonic's got it, others don't. At Sonic, you won't find any microwaves around here, but you will find delicious all-beef burgers served with the freshest ingredients and made after you order them the way you like. It's Sonic good.
She turned around and left the cave, and I'm standing there by the pool of water alone, like I am in all of my dreams. And it just brought up a whole bunch of issues that...
Sąpił, że nie ma atramentu.
What?
I wtedy możemy zacząć dopiero pracować.
Using a broker you can't understand doesn't make much sense either. That's why Edward Jones speaks in a language you can understand, so financial decisions get the attention they deserve. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Sonic's got it, others don't. At Sonic, you won't find any microwaves around here, but you will find delicious all-beef burgers served with the freshest ingredients and made after you order them, the way you like them. It's not just good, it's...
What do you do? What do you do? You see. What do you do when you need help with things financial? What do you do? You see. What do you do? You see. What do you do when you have plans for tomorrow? You do. You see. What do you do? What do you do? You see Bank.
Since 1956, people in the Champaign-Urbana area have trusted Chief Bauer Heating and Air Conditioning. We're proud to be part of Service Experts, the largest heating and air conditioning service organization in North America. That means we're not only superbly qualified, it also means we've earned the trust of Central Illinois home and business owners. 7 days a week, people know they can count on us. Chief Bauer Heating and Air Conditioning in Champaign, Decatur, and Bloomington.
Welcome to the UPS Halftime Report.
D. Brown leading the Flying Illini attack, 41-33. He's got 13 points. Illinois with 9 trifectas in the first half, and they've got the lead in East Lansing at the break. Meanwhile, that Boston College just underway against West Virginia. The Mountaineers up 13-9. Jay, the Eagles looking to improve to 19-0, but I still get the feeling that a lot of people aren't taking them seriously enough.
Well, they're clearly not, but this is a good passing team as well. Everybody knows about Craig Smith and Jared Dudley, but the Eagles have assists on almost 70% of their field goals and lead the Big East in assists per game at 18 per game. This is a really good passing team.
We check out the near future for both unbeatens now. We got Indiana, Michigan, and Wisconsin. And then on Boston College, you get Seton Hall at Notre Dame, certainly a tough game. And then against Rutgers, what jumps out at you here?
Well, I think after this game that Illinois is playing at Michigan State, their toughest game is going to come later in the month when they have to travel to Carver Hawkeye Arena and play Iowa. I think Iowa really matches up well, at least the best in the Big Ten outside of Michigan State, with this Illinois team, because Greg Bruner can guard Roger Powell. Roger Powell is the toughest matchup in the league at the 4 spot, because you've got to be able to move. You've got to have strength and athleticism, and that's exactly what to guard him. And then Eric Hansen has the size to bother some shots. He really bothered them in the first meeting.
A lot of people out there, including our Dick Vitale, think that if Illinois gets by Michigan State tonight, the Illini will run the table in the regular season. A lot of basketball left to be played. And speaking of the Fighting Illini, D. Brown, hey, you know he can shoot the ball, 51% from the field. He can dish the ball, 3rd in the Big Ten in assists. But the man loves to flat out fly. He's a human blur, so we figure who better to give us the state-of-the-art of the fast.
D. Brown running game, yes, and 1. This is showtime out of Champaign. Oh, highlights from D. Brown.
I'm D. Brown. I'm going to show you the art of running a fast break. You caught a piece of that? Oh! Key to running a fast break is putting pressure on the defense, knowing your personnel, knowing how to execute the fast break as far as your teammates running. You putting the ball in the right place for them, taking care of the basketball in transition. You should always see the whole floor. The butt should be to the sideline. You should always see who's in front of you. When you catch the ball, you look at who's running, where's your teammates running, and then you look right at the defender and see how he's playing you. And then you make your decision who gets the shot and who gets the easy basket.
And here comes Steve Brown with his speed. Got hit to his left. Alley-oop!
Favorite part about running the break is just getting out there and using my speed and just the excitement of it. You know, you can get an easy basket, you can do a nice little flashy move.
Brown spins, want to move off glass.
Brown with 13 points in the first half tonight against Michigan State, Jay, and a pretty lethal combination of speed and court vision.
Well, especially the speed, because when he does get the ball, he can push up against your transition defense, and that really puts you in scramble mode, and when you're backpedaling trying to get back, you can't pick up open people. And D. Brown, an outstanding passer, really another point guard on the floor, did a terrific job of centering the ball and getting it there. I think the big thing about D. Brown this year is that we've always known he was fast, he could handle the ball and get up and down the floor. He has really improved his shooting stroke. He is now an outstanding perimeter shooter and just gives Bruce Weber another weapon. And in the first half, 9 of 18 from 3 for this Illinois team. That can be devastating, especially when you do it on the road.
Yeah, that'll do it. When they shoot the ball that well, they're so tough to stop. They always have a ton of assists. You get 2 of the top 3 assist guys in the Big Ten. Still to come on the UPS halftime report. Hey, we've got the Winter X Games, final night of our coverage. We'll tell you more on the flip side.
This halftime report is delivered by UPU.
It's my
is brought to you by Mercury and your local Lincoln Mercury dealers. And Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right.
Well, on a star-studded evening here at the Breslin Center, we squeezed another one in. Mike Tirico is in the house.
Yeah, one of the best. I'll tell you, Mr. Versatility.
Yeah.
Whether you want golf or football, Mr. Tirico can handle it.
And he once told me his favorite sport is auto racing. I mean, he loves every sport, and I'm sure he's loving this college hoops.
He's starting to see the same barber you and I are seeing.
What a game we've had here tonight. #1 Illinois leading Michigan State by 8 and shooting the lights out in the first half.
Well, the three-point shot really has been devastating. There it is right there, D. Brown. They're going to have to tighten up and get some perimeter defense. Davis on the inside was very effective. But you trade 3 for 2. They've made 9 threes as you watch Davis. Hey, they made 9 threes.
Yep.
Think about this. Taking 9 threes, they're averaging 8.8. They made 9 for a half. So, #1, they have to really tighten up on the defensive side.
Let's go to Doris Burke. Here's the second half begins. Doris?
Well, he shares Tom Izzo's thoughts. He would like to go more inside to Paul Davis. Feels like that's when they were most effective. Also, guys, he said we played nervous early, just too many turnovers. Missed chippies like right there, guys. As far as debris goes from Illinois, he said, listen, D. Brown will concede the real long ones, but we do have to tighten up.
By Shannon Brown, but they should have had a score a little bit earlier on that set play. They ran a back screen, had an open look, did not convert.
Boy, what a couple of athletic guards in Ager and Brown. Darren Williams tries to answer on a set play. Michigan State with a spark here to open the second half. A quick 4 points by Brown, and Michigan State's back within 4 against #1 Illinois.
And what that does, it gets the crowd in the game, rather than Illinois knocking the crowd out by getting the early spurt.
Only once in their history has Michigan State beaten a #1 as Hill fouls Roger Powell. That was in the championship game in '79 when Michigan State beat Indiana State. Tom Izzo told his players, you've got the opportunity of a lifetime to play #1 here on your home court.
What a great guy. Donated $50,000 to become a member of our President's Club of the Jimmy V Foundation, along with guys like Rick Pitino, Mike Krzyzewski, John Saunders, Digger Phelps, Rick Majerus, all those guys. I can't thank them enough as we hit them guys, and we want more. Just call 1-800-4-JIMMY-V.
Roger Powell at the line for Illinois knocks down the free throws. Dick mentioned earlier, if it gets into a free throw shooting contest, the edge would have to go to Michigan State. They've got the first, second, third, and fourth best free throw shooters in the Big Ten.
Well, saying all that, Illinois hasn't missed a free throw.
Yeah, that's right. Anderson from outside. Maybe it's the Spartans' turn to get hot.
#1 in the nation, undefeated, 21-0, one of the 5 best starts in Big Ten history.
Augustine has not looked to score at all here tonight. Well, that's his offense right there. The best way for Augustine to score on the offensive glass.
Well, did you see them reverse the basketball, the extra pass?
They get assists on 2/3 of their baskets. Davis tried to use the window, didn't get it. D. Brown the rebound, and Illinois looking to beat Michigan State down the floor.
Always looking to make the extra pass.
Powell for the rebound. Loose ball still, and a held ball now. It'll stay with Illinois. Boy, at 6'6", and that's generous, Roger Powell does some serious work on the glass.
Well, you know, I was talking to Jay Mariani at that Wisconsin game, a fine columnist from the Chicago Sun-Times who works with us. And I said, one of the great assets they have is their athleticism. They are so athletic, and that hides and makes up for some mistakes. That's the zone right now. Pretty tough to zone this part, the way they pass and shoot.
Luther Head knocks down.
Can't play a zone against them. I mean, lights out. I would love to see Illinois and North Carolina hook up.
Well, right now, Illinois is #1. North Carolina is #2. Kansas is #3. And those are the 3 schools, the 3 coaches, of course, who were on the carousel prior to last season.
It's amazing. Those guys are all, when you talk about Carolina, players recruited by Matt Doherty, and yet Roy Williams got him by his system. Bill Self replaces Roy Williams. A lot of the kids Roy Williams recruited down here. A lot of the kids Bill Self. But you know what? It still takes the guy that's with the kids every day to get them to function as a team and as a unit. And they deserve credit, the guys that are there now with these kids.
Augustine with a steal. Michigan State had it down to 3. Now Illinois got it back to 8. Make it 11. Luther Head again from the outside.
They are so lethal. With the 3 guys on the perimeter, college basketball has become guard dominant. If you are really tough on the perimeter, you got a chance to win.
Dick, the Illini are 11 3-point range.
That's amazing. The shot has revolutionized the game. I really believe right now, you look at all the best teams in the country, they're strong on the perimeter.
No question about it.
I'll see Duke tomorrow night. And you can't play Boston Duke.
Luther Head going to get a bit more of a high percentage look here as he strips Chris Hill. It's a 10-0 run for the Illini and the largest lead of the game for number 1.
If there's been an Achilles heel with Michigan State over the last 2 years, point guard play. They have not had a true guard who can create, innovate, and really be an extension of the coach.
D. Brown with the foul. Chris Hill is a natural 2 guard who's had to play a lot of point in his career.
And I really believe it's affected his shot. There's the look on the perimeter. Look at the way they move the basketball, whether it be Head, whether it be Brown, and Darren Williams, so unselfish.
Luther Head already with 16 points here in this game. The 3 guards that get so much attention, and rightfully so, have combined for 35 points. Steve Brown, who really forced that turnover. Luther Head, the easy 2.
Luther's so athletic, great riser. He broke that little streak that was going on. They weren't getting kids out of Chicago to Windy City.
Here's the matchup Michigan State has to exploit. And a great look from Davis to Anderson.
Great down right there by Darren Williams. Didn't see ball and man. Got to watch Bo.
Not a lot of looks on the perimeter for Michigan State because the Illinois guards recover so quickly, so they got to go inside and get Davis some touches.
I tell you what, Bruce Weber's done. He's instilled pride in him on the defensive side.
Foul on Roger Powell of Illinois will take us to break. Number 1 up by 11 here with the Breslin Center.
Introducing the all-new Mercury Montego. Lots of versatility, lots of room. Better load up on quarters.
The chicken enchilada grilled stuffed burrito. Slow simmered enchilada sauce, all white meat chicken and melted cheese. Smothered on the inside, wrapped up, then grilled to go. For enchilada taste, it's delicious inside and out. Think outside the bun.
Remind me of Australia.
Keeps coming back 2-3 days a week. So I carry these.
Hey, that's frequent heartburn. Maybe you should try a different kind of medicine.
Like?
Prilosec OTC.
It's the only OTC that directly shuts down lots of acid pumps. That's why 1 pill a day can work for 24 hours.
24 hours of 0 heartburn.
Bye-bye Boomerang.
1 pill a day.
24 hours. 0 heartburn.
Being able to track packages is critical to our customers. That's why we've developed a more advanced scanning system. We take delivering information as seriously as delivering packages.
UPS, what can Brown do for you?
Back at the Breslin Center, Dan Schulman, Dick Vitale, and Doris Burke with you. Number 1 undefeated Illinois leading Michigan State by 11. A unanimous number 1 of Michigan State back into the top 10. Again, we talked about Bill Self and Roy Williams and Bruce Weber. All of them switched around, and now these 3 schools are 1, 2, 3 on your website, DickVitaleOnline.com, a part of ESPN.com today. A poll, first coach amongst those 3 to win a national championship. Did you vote on your own website, and who did you vote for?
I voted. I voted.
And?
You want my vote?
Yeah.
It's a secret ballot. But I don't want to get headlines in the Illinois. But I'm going to tell you who I voted for. They can't hear me in Champaign, can they?
No.
I will tell you. I voted for Roy Williams.
You're consistent. You've been consistent all year.
I picked them back in April. I'm not going to change now. I give them the edge, a slight edge, because of their baseline. With Marvin Williams, Gerard Williams, and May inside, I give them the slightest sort of Felton in the cans. Can help to negate the great backcourt of Illinois. Not better than that, but can negate them to a certain extent.
Augustine with a foul. Now, regardless of whether Illinois goes undefeated or not, one thing that's in their favor, let's assume they're going to get a very high seed, obviously, with the kind of season they're putting together. They may not have to get on an airplane at all in the month of March. If you're into playing close to home, as Kaiser misses the baseline jumper, Illinois could have a very geographically friendly March, like a deep run into the NCAA tournament.
Control right now, tempo, pace of the game, Illinois. And I want to make this clear. I love both Carolina and Illinois to go to the Final Four. But you asked me to pick one, I got to be honest with you.
Well, you've been consistent all year. Powell on the drive. And a foul on the floor by Allen Anderson. Let's say that Illinois is going to get a great seed. First, they're going to start off with a Big Ten tournament in Chicago. That's maybe 2 hours change straight north of Chicago. Then the first couple of rounds, they could wind up in Indiana. Through that, then they could go back to Chicago. And then if they get to the Final Four, as we all know, it's in St. Louis. How nice is that?
That would be bad. How would you like to have Illinois, North Carolina, and Kansas as 3 of the teams in the Final Four?
Could happen.
I'll tell you what's great about college basketball this year, so healthy, with all the kids coming back, like Brown and Williams, and you take McCants and Felton and Simeon and Miles. And the reason they all came back, made good, smart decisions when they evaluated the draft. It's an international players in the first round.
Augustine, after a good, smart decision on the feed from Rich McBride, and Illinois now got a 13-point lead, Dick.
So effective, really effective, and I'll tell you one thing, I will be shocked if anybody beats them in the regular season.
They're 21-0 right now. After tonight, they would still have to win 8 more games in the regular season. And then they got 3 in the tournament, and then potentially 6 in the NCAA. Way to go.
Well, you're not going to beat them in Champaign. You're not phenomenal. People get after it, have a passion for their team.
Wow, what a steal by Luther Head.
I had a bunch of people this morning wearing Illinois shirts coming up down to Florida. Saying, hey, our Illini, we're nervous, we're worried about tonight. Well, Dean, you don't have to worry, my friend. Your Illini look like they're in control here.
You know what I've realized the last couple of weeks talking to people in Chicago, listening to radio in Chicago, driving from Madison last week, how much the city of Chicago has adopted this Champaign-based team as its own with this year. Augustine from Darren Williams, and it's the biggest lead of the night.
Well, you're going to see all the Illini, Colin Cal from Mariani, and Mike Downey, and Rick Morrissey. Herb Gould had a great one today, Astoria. Now, who would be the MVP? And I thought it was really well written, and I would go with him, with Williams as my choice, because of being the stabilizer on the team.
Well, how good is Illinois? Darren Williams was the preseason Big Ten Player of the Year. He's the only starter on Illinois who hasn't been named Big Ten Player of the Week, been named twice. D. Brown once, Luther Head once, Roger Powell once. Williams may be the Player of the Year in the guy.
On the media here tonight, 217.
Allen Anderson knocks down another 3. The senior out of Minneapolis.
They need those threes, and they got to get some defensive stops to get back in the game. Only down 12. Only down 12, but they got to make something happen defensively. Certainly, game not over at this point. You got to guard people. You got to guard people.
Illinois making now Anderson looking like a wide receiver for 2 more.
Well, his buddy is here, Larry Fitzgerald.
That's right. Maybe learn some tricks from him.
Went to high school with him, the superstar out of Pitt, now playing with Arizona.
There he is.
Hey, there he is. That's right, Mr. Fitzgerald.
Illinois by a dozen here. Michigan State is 95-6 at home the last 7 years. 95-6.
Only 3 losses in the Big Ten at home in 7 years.
Oh, wow. They are too good right now. Darren Williams, as you said earlier, if now the last couple of games, he's as good as any player in this league, and maybe almost as good as any player in college basketball.
Well, he made my first team All-American.
Yep. 15-point lead. Number 1 looking like it here tonight.
Introducing an innovative CVT transmission in the all-new Mercury Montego. It's so smooth, you'll never know it's shifting.
Excuse me, you're still with your old brokerage firm?
I know, but I like being able to talk to somebody when I have a question.
Look, I don't want to be out there in cyberspace all by myself.
We moved our money to a TD Waterhouse online account. Their people really make us feel connected.
TD Waterhouse has investment consultants you can talk to, so you're not out there all on your own. You can do this. Switch to TD Waterhouse, the alternative to higher-priced brokers like Merrill Lynch and Smith Barney.
You think plans. We think paper. You think locations. We think laptops. You think how to build your business. We think how to supply it. We're Office Depot. And if you're thinking about boosting your bottom line, come in before February 12th and get double reward credit on select Vantage member card. You take care of business, we take care of you. Office Depot.
Taking care of business.
Does a promise come with an expiration date? Is it good for a month, a year, or decades from now? At New York Life, we make promises that have no expiration date. Promises that are built on the timeless values of financial strength, integrity, and humanity. Promises that we live by. So no matter how the world changes, New York Life is the company you keep.
Scott Reese back in the studio. Boston College unbeaten at 18-0, taking on West Virginia at Conte Forum. The Mountaineers turn it over. Oh, we got numbers. And Mr. Watson, Jermaine off window and good, plus the foul. That's his first bucket of the half. Low-scoring first half in BC, 25-23 now at the break. Craig Smith with 9 points in the first 20 minutes. Gentlemen, back to you.
Well, Scott, as you can see there, too, they play Saturday at Seton Hall. If they win tonight and beat Seton Hall, they'll be undefeated when we get a look at them on ESPN2 a week from tonight. BC at Notre Dame. Yes, the Winter X Games. X Games 9 are next tonight here on ESPN. Mr. Raftery and I, and I'm sure Digger's going to be there, too, try to ignite a little bit of Irish magic as they host Boston College. Mike Ray, another one of your Jimmy D. President's Club members, the coach of the Irish.
Michael really underrated. You don't hear Phil mention a lot of things. Heck of a job running with Mike Krzyzewski. We have him Saturday night against a good Syracuse team, who I still think is going to be the danger team out of the Big East in the NCAA tournament.
And College Game Day with Reese and Digger and Jay will be on site at the Carry Dome, where they're trying to set an on-campus attendance record of better than 33,000. Ball in a bounce off Michigan State. Another timeout on the floor. 15-point deficit for the Spartans.
It's kind of like an airbag.
An airbag?
Same as I drop my ThinkPad. It senses the drop. Hard drive braces for impact. Like an airbag.
So if I dropped it, it would just...
Brace for impact.
Oh, yeah?
That's not my notebook.
Check, please.
Klutz-proof wireless, only on a ThinkPad, with Intel Centrino mobile technology.
Everyone wants it, basketball's got it. ESPN College Game Day, Saturdays at 11. Fueled by Mountain Dew.
TIS College Bookstore. More than one location, more than just books. Illini fans, TIS makes getting the stuff you need easy. You'll find the largest selection of Illini stuff around, so you're sure to find something that scores big with you, or as a gift for your favorite Fighting Illini fan, big or small. We also have a special section of buy one, get one free t-shirts. Find us on campus and Marketplace Mall. TIS College Bookstore.
Get some R&R. Rapid rebates. From now until February 20th, Warden Mark rebates up to $5,000 on selected models. See dealer for details. Instant rebates equal cash in hand. Choose any new 05 model. Make your best deal and get a little R&R. Rapid rebate. Cash in hand. Includes all factory rebates and GM loyalty cash.
We've got the keys to your dream.
Scott Scott Reese back in the studio reminding you about Winter X Games 9, our final night of coverage from Aspen, Colorado, featuring one Blair Morgan, who has medaled X Games. That's a record. He'll be competing in the snowcross. See it right after Illinois and Michigan State. Gentlemen.
All right, Scott, they're pumped up here in Spartan country about the X Games coming up next year on ESPN, and they're trying to keep their spirits up about their home team. It was 43-40. It was a three-point game. It's a 19-7 run since then for the Illini.
Well, anytime a team's going to make 12 trifectas like they have and only turn the ball over 5 times, that explains to you how really...
Yep.
You know, you think about the great backcourts. This backcourt, North Carolina, Duke has a great unit with Reddick. You think about Gray and Paul. Certainly a great backcourt as well. Kansas with Miles, Langford, Giddings.
But you're right, how the game has changed, how it's so much more guard-dominated now than it was 15, 20 years ago.
Because the great big player has left early.
Yep. And the three-pointer has changed the way the game is played. And now, instead of small teams trying to adjust to the size of a big team says, you know what, we got to get quicker. We got to adjust to the...
Played in high school, racing right, that's been the goal in Indiana.
Got to get a shot off here. Shot clock at 2. Darren Williams deep in the corner. They can't miss.
Are you serious? The way they're shooting the rock tonight, unbelievable. The way they're defending. I mean, this is a foreign turf. This is a tough place to play. Michigan State is only right now. They've won 11 in the last 12. The only loss to Wisconsin at Wisconsin.
Davis inside will go to the line. Illinois has converted its last 8 shots.
Defensive efficiency rating. If you chart what a team does with each possession, their rating would be unbelievable. They're making the most out of every possession. What I love is the camaraderie they have. They love playing with each other. You can see it.
The 3 guards have combined for 42 of the 64 points tonight. Davis to the line. You talked about great backcourts. You're going to see 2 of them tomorrow night. 9 o'clock Eastern tomorrow night here on ESPN. You've got Duke at Wake.
Yeah, Duke and Wake should be a great game. And think about what Illinois did to Wake Forest. They had them down at one time in that game, down by 31. Hey, well, the national media out here, whatever, Dickie Weiss, the Daily News, Malcolm Moran, USA Today, said Davis on Sports Illustrated, all the Chicago writers.
Mike DeCourcy's here.
Mike DeCourcy from Sporting News.
Andy Katz is here.
Our own Andy Katz, yes, sir. Doris Burke.
Doris Burke is here.
Dan Schumann's here. Mike DeRico's here.
Yeah. 15-point lead, Illinois. And they have been outstanding here in the second half.
They haven't been outstanding. They have been sensational. They are better than what people think. This club is the real deal.
Shot clock again down to 2. And a travel before that shot attempt. Well, tomorrow night, a couple of great-looking games coming up for you here on ESPN. First, it's Francisco Garcia and Louisville taking on Cincinnati. The Cardinals have been annihilating people the last couple of weeks, and then the game that Dick and Doris are going to be at. Duke and Wake, Reddick and Paul, 9 Eastern right, and ACC Wednesday presented by State.
You know, Louisville's going to get in the mix in terms of a potential Final Four when I look at the teams out there. As you said, they've been winning by a margin better than 30 in their last 7 games.
They've got a little bit healthy. Remember, every time that you and I saw them, a couple of guys were out with injuries.
And Rick Pitino said, hey, talk about Kentucky. Don't talk about us. We want no headlines. Well, you know what? You can't hide it. But tomorrow, they get tested by a good Cincinnati team who they played earlier this year.
Kentucky and beat. Kentucky quietly has moved up. The teams have been losing, and Kentucky keeps winning close games. Augustine from who else? Darren Williams.
Look at the great vision that Williams has. Augustine effective inside, but it's Williams' passing ability. His vision. He has the size. He looks over the top of the defense.
Shannon Brown.
He reminds me so much when I watched Jason Kidd in California.
Darren Williams does?
Yeah, he's so similar in terms of his body, his passing ability, his feel, his savvy. He's got to go a long way to be Jason Kidd at that kind of potential.
Paul Davis with a steal on an errant feed by Luther Hedge. Shannon Brown, and he's fouled and will shoot 2. Well, we've talked about how, who knows how many first-rounders, and this is another talk for another day, but I think Darren Williams, whether he stays or goes, is a first-round pick. He's an NBA player.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt whatsoever. They're better guys. I mean, he can't make that league. There's something wrong.
When he shoots well, he's as good as it gets at the college level.
Big Ten's had a little bit tough recently. The last couple in the Final Four, but they had a strong run prior. You think about 2002, the Hoosiers were there. Then you had the Michigan State run for 3 consecutive years. 97, Minnesota was there. But the Big Ten is such a super conference in terms of great school, great exposure, great visibility. It's all about recruiting. You get a little bit lucky recruiting, you back up on top again, and they will get back. I think to get back up there in the upper echelon, Michigan, Indiana have to be outstanding.
And there's an over as well. When Gene Katie steps down at the end of the season, the longest tenured coach in the Big Ten will be Tom Izzo, who's in his 10th season.
That is amazing. And you think about Michigan, I thought this was the breakthrough year, and then they had the tough luck with all those injuries. Indiana's got a lot of good young kids.
Look at Illinois. They literally have not missed a shot. Roger Powell, they just score every time down the floor.
Dean Smith used to start it years ago with the offensive efficiency rating, charting each. Would you like to chart them tonight?
Dick, they've made 10 consecutive shots. Holmberg muscles one up and in, and it will go to the line. But trading's not good enough for the Spartans right now.
Got to defend. Got to be able to stop people. They have not shown they've been able to stop them. I thought they really showed what they were made of. And champions are made of that when they were on the ropes. I mean, they were on the ropes at Wisconsin.
No doubt about it.
All of a sudden, Ingram hits those 2 big threes, and they're back in a hunt. They go 14-1.
If Illinois wins this game, they'll be 2 games ahead of everybody else in the Big Ten in the loss column. They'll lock up the Big Ten championship. And remember, the big story here in Lansing, or East Lansing, is this senior class has not won a Big Ten regular season or tournament championship. They need a win here tonight to keep the regular season title hopes alive.
Well, Illinois won their first outright in 52 years, since 1952, last year. They had Jerry Colangelo, fine speaker, Hall of Fame. He's in Illinois.
Darren Williams. They've made 11 consecutive shots.
Saturday, he was there. Lou Henson was there. They named the street after Lou Henson, who to me is a genuine Hall of Famer.
They had 350 players, coaches, managers, people in the program back on Saturday celebrating 100 years of Illinois basketball.
Well, we had a video and put it out as well, because I know I was interviewed for it.
Nick Smith battling for the ball, finds Luther Head. It's getting that would favor Michigan State, but Illinois is given as good as they get right now.
Well, Darren Williams so physical up on top. Never takes bad shots. Key to winning is understanding what a good shot is.
Torbert with a foul. We'll step aside. 15-point lead Illinois as we send it back to Scott Reese.
All right, Dan, I want to remind the viewers that coming up right after Illinois and Michigan State, we're at Butterhill Mountain in Aspen, Colorado. We've got Tanner Hall qualified first for the skiing super pipe final. See him on display, 9 o'clock Eastern. X Games continues.
Units per transaction, then we could up the margins by a very sizable
Hey, Chubbs, first day? Yeah. No. The answer's always no. You got that, Quasimodo? Now, I'm a caller. Hi, can I redeem my credit card miles? No? That's right. Mix it up. Tic-tac, no. E-I-E-I, no. Marco!
Pull no.
All right. Are we clear?
Yeah. No. Hey, shouldn't they just call Capital One?
Hey.
Yeah.
Go from no to no hassle with Capital One No Hassle Rewards. There's no blackout dates on any airline anytime.
What's in your wallet?
Oh, I got a couple bucks. Bus pass.
Not you.
Our planes can get around bad weather. Hey, the weather can be unpredictable. The time your package arrives shouldn't be.
UPS delivers more packages on time than anyone. UPS. What can Brown do for you?
This Valentine's Day, when you want to find her just the perfect gift, it helps to know the people who know diamonds. Zale's exclusively designed Lennox box with chocolates and a diamond heart pendant, just $99. Zale's, the diamond store.
ESPN's of college basketball is presented by Toyota. Choose any direction as long as it's moving forward. And in part by Bud Light. Fresh, smooth, real. It's all here.
Well, here at the Breslin Center, where Michigan State's only lost 6 times in the last 7 years, Illinois looking every bit like #1. Bruce Weber, the second-year head coach of the Illini, an adjustment period last year when he took over. On the chalkboard at the beginning of last season in the locker words, St. Louis. And they said, Coach, the Final Four this year, big last year, is in San Antonio. And he said, I know. I'm not sure we're going to be ready for the Final Four in year one. But next year, meaning this year, he said, I think we're going to be there. You know what? They're making good on it right now. They're playing as well as anybody in the country.
That's being honest, huh?
Yep. They've been ranked #1 for 9 straight weeks.
You know, it's amazing. He served 18 years as an assistant under Gene Cady, waiting for an opportunity. Did a phenomenal job in Southern Illinois, Missouri Valley, Minnesota America. Did a great job with the Salukis, and then got the call from Ron Gundry. And I'll tell you this, Ron also as an AD made a great call for Ron Zook. Yeah. Ron Zook, to me, is a steal as a football coach. Remember Tommy Tuberville, they were ready to fire him at Auburn. He comes back, goes undefeated. Ron Zook, they got a winner. I live in Florida.
Yeah, you know him. I know your fan.
Oh, I think he's going to be great recruiting. They just have to be patient, but they got themselves a quality football team.
Michigan State, finally, now they need some points in a hurry to get back into this one. Let's go to Doris Burke.
Well, guys, you talked a little bit about the interconnectedness of Roy Williams, Bill Self, and Bruce Weber. He had a very long journey to becoming a head coach. He said it was long and at times frustrating. Think about this. He interviewed twice for both the Miami of Ohio and Toledo jobs. He said there were times where I wanted to give up. Of course, he served under Gene Cady for so long, but that breakthrough at Southern Illinois 4 years later takes them to the Sweet 16. And after some initial resistance in Illinois, guys, I don't think there can be any doubters left at this point.
I'll tell you one thing, Doris. Wait a minute. Now, you and I are going to talk about interconnected. What kind of words? I only use one-syllable words. What is she doing to me? That Providence education.
That's right. Well, here's the bio on Bruce Weber. 18 years as an assistant under Gene Cady. And then, as you mentioned, Southern Illinois had a great run there. 5 years and took to the NCAA tournament the last couple of years. And I don't know that a lot of people thought he was the favorite to get the job when Bill Self left Illinois. And again, there was a couple of rough stretches last year as they adjusted
what about when he wore all black? Remember that?
Yes. No, not so much.
That was not a
trying to say that, you know, it's a funeral. The Bill Self era is over. Now it's, you know, let's move on. And that didn't go over so well. But you know what? You go 21-0. You can come out in your pajamas for all people.
I'll tell you one thing, Don. What about the future? Yeah. You got to try to match. The expectations are going to be unreal. They got some great recruits coming in there. Jamar Smith from out of Peoria, Charlie Jackson from out of Georgia, and Chester Frazier from out of Baltimore.
Ager turns it over. Look at the speed on D, and he beats everybody down the floor, just like Scott Reese and Jay Billis talked about at halftime. The ability to fast break. You called him the one-man fast break, one of his nicknames. Wow, does he have jets.
I'll tell you one thing. He is so super quick in the open court. There's again the turnover. Can't win without great point guard play. And that has been in Venice in terms of Michigan State. For 2 years, we have witnessed it in all big-time games. Ready for the stat? This is the 12th ranked team they have played, the ranked team.
Yep.
They're 0-12.
That shocked me when I read that. They're down by 15. The Illini have now converted 12 consecutive shots. Haven't missed a field goal in 12 minutes.
Only thing, in fairness to them, only 3 of them have been here for East Lansing.
Hill. They needed that, but they need stops more than anything else.
He's an academic All-American, a great kid, great family. Look at that stat. 12 straight shots, and it's all due to the passing ability, as Jay alluded to earlier tonight, the passing ability they have.
It's a pretty good defensive team as well. Kickball and a fresh 35 for the Illini.
And you're on a road in a hostile environment where the people all pumped up, got a white out, everybody here, but they've quieted them down.
It was 43-40 early in this half. Michigan State is the team that started the second half with a spark, and then Illinois just refused to miss any shots.
Well, you know, you know, I'm talking about Final Four. I'd say I pencil in my two, North Carolina and Illinois. After that, you look at the Big 12, Kansas, Oklahoma State, legit shots. With the loss of P.J. Tucker and Waldron. You go to the SEC, I take a look, Kentucky, and maybe Alabama. I think maybe they're in year one. You talk about the Big East, I like Syracuse. I think the backcourt play of Connecticut is mediocre, and even though Pittsburgh has come on strong, I don't see them as a Final Four.
What about Arizona or Washington? Are they up in that level for you, or a notch below?
I think a slight notch below. Washington will create some problems. Arizona, inconsistent. You lose at home to Washington State. One on fire, but there's no way they should be losing at home to Washington State.
Illinois using the clock a little bit right now. A good look for Luther Head. And the rebound to Shannon Brown. They finally missed a shot. They'd made a dozen in a row.
But Arizona is a very dangerous team because if they get consistent
Agreed.
perimeter play with Shakur and Stoudemire and the brilliance of Lute Olson, they could make a run with the right pairing because Fry inside is a major factor as well.
Hey, don't forget at the top of these games 9 concludes on ESPN here tonight with the finals of the Snowcross and Skiing Superpipe from Aspen. Check out Air Blair Morgan in the Snowcross finals as they race those snowmobiles down, jumping over holes, getting big air. And in the Skiing Superpipe, you'll see some 900s at 9 o'clock Eastern tonight right here on ESPN. Let's go to Doris.
Dan, the first 5 minutes of every Illinois practice is spent on individual improvement skills. But this one a very simple one for D. Brown. Anybody who's played the game has done this drill. Hold it, Dick, and as you know, just repetition. And he wouldn't let D. Brown move beyond 3 feet for a very long time this spring, just trying to improve his form. The other thing he'll do with him, he takes a pad and hits him so that he's able to score on contact. Look at the results. That field goal percentage way up, guys.
Really taking good shots, too, Doris. And playing with the guys. Corbin knocks one down.
Dick, this one's not over yet. They got it down to 9. And the end zone's back into it.
They need to stop on this possession.
Kelvin Torbert leading the Big Ten in three-point percentage for the second year in a row.
He's really worked hard to improve his shot. He used to shoot it on the way up. Shot selection so big.
On turnover, Chris Hill comes up with a steal.
Too unselfish there. A big three here will get this place to explode.
Looking inside for Davis. Back to Shannon Brown. It's down to 7.
They're bad. Oh.
From Davis.
Here come the Spartans, baby. Here come the Spartans.
Shannon Brown for 3.
Not the kind of shot you want out of Shannon Brown. Had to show a little more patience right there.
I thought Hill had a lane to the basket, actually, when he passed it up.
I thought Luther Head had one a little bit earlier and tried to make the extra pass.
It's an 8-0 run for Illinois. Here's where, if you're going to have fatigue, it's a factor. Michigan State believes they're a little bit deeper, and they might be able to wear Illinois down at the end of a game.
I think these kids, I don't think fatigue is part of the formula.
We go under 4. Illinois trying to hang on to number 1, stay undefeated, leading by 7. A huge bucket for Luther Head.
That's a big basket, but that's what great players do. He made some big plays in the game with Iowa. I remember Brett Musburger calling that game. He made some great plays defensively in that game. Second half, he locked up Pierre Pierce.
Luther Head now with 20.
Oh, no call.
And now we've got a whistle. The Michigan State bench looking for the foul.
Corbin got fouled in the corner.
He doesn't miss by that much. But Michigan State, signs of life here late. Shannon Brown with a layup. Michigan State get going to the offensive end. Davis with a block that got Michigan State out the other way. Can the Spartans make a run here late and threaten number 1?
This is amazing.
Perfect.
Check out the view.
G'day. My volleyball team used all the taps. Can I come over and borrow one of yours?
Sure.
Hey, Janet. There's donuts in the conference room.
Great.
Yeah.
Create your next trip on Expedia with virtual hotel tours and the most travel options anywhere.
Expedia.com.
Invention is greater than moving forward, is greater than sitting still. Simple is greater than complex. Greater power, greater technology, greater beauty. The all-new Audi A6. It's greater to lead than follow.
She had her license for 45 minutes. And 2 accidents.
2. I'm State Farm Agent Kevin Weber, and this is a true story.
Yeah, I was scared. I didn't want to call my parents.
I called her parents.
He really treated her like she was his own daughter.
I handled her claim and gave her a few pointers.
A lot of pointers.
A lot of pointers. Any insurance company can promise you a good price, but nobody takes care of you like State Farm. We'd love to prove it to you. Call an agent today, like a good neighbor.
State Farm is there.
You know, you have a great story, but the '86 Mets,
Now that's a Cinderella story.
To the Walt Disney World Resort. Join us in Florida for ESPN The Weekend. Go to ESPNTheWeekend.com now.
Scott Reese back in the studio, updating you from Chestnut Hill. Boston College in a ball game against West Virginia, 33-32. Craig Smith was 17, and Clemson absolutely destroying Maryland, 62-42. Nick Kaner-Medley and Gilchrist, a combined 3 of 18. Coming up after our ball game, you got Tucker Hibbert, the youngest gold medal winner in Winter X Games history for Dandy.
He's a type of no, he's a PTPer like you and Jay.
Look at the effort that we've seen here tonight from both teams. Illinois, #1 in the nation. They got a 9-point lead, 3.5 to go.
I spoke to Gary Williams yesterday, and I was congratulating the way they came back from the first lead in that loss. And he was really worried about his journey to first.
Yeah. Dangerous game, the kind of game that maybe, sometimes tough to motivate the game. Sometimes, like Illinois, they did not look ahead against Minnesota on Saturday, even though they knew they had this big game coming up here tonight.
Well, how are you going to look ahead? You got Jerry Colangelo speaking to a Hall of Famer from out of Phoenix Suns, former Illinois grad, Lou Henson there, everybody excited. Centennial weekend.
Hey, Illinois on ESPN again a week from tonight at Michigan. 3 straight road games on Tuesdays on ESPN. But as you said, if they win tonight, you think there's no doubt they're going to run the table at least through the regular season.
That's my feeling. I feel that that's going to happen. And somebody said, well, why do you like North Carolina over Illinois? You don't like us. Are you serious? I said, that's like walking into a room and Jennifer Aniston walks in and Jennifer Garner walks in. Both are beautiful.
You've got to choose.
You like them both.
It's a tough job, but somebody's going to do it.
It's like a kid growing up. I used to like Willie Mays. My brother liked Mickey Mantle. That doesn't mean I didn't think Mickey Mantle could fight.
Hey, tomorrow night a couple of great games, and you can watch both of them. In the beginning, leaders Cincinnati and Louisville battling at Freedom Hall beginning at 7 Eastern. The Cardinals have been on fire. Then at 9 Eastern, Dick will be there with Doris and Mike Patrick as well as Duke takes on Wake at Winston-Salem. J.J. Redding averaging 22 points per game to lead the ACC.
Well, the ACC after North Carolina, you got to factor in certainly Wake Forest, Duke's potential Final Four team. But Wake, to me, has to start to defend. You can't score 101 and lose.
3:15 to go. Illinois is going to show a little bit of patience here with a 74% in the second half.
And look at the defensive effort now. A lot better by Michigan State. Really focused. They know this is a big possession right here. They got to get a stop here.
Shot clock down to 5. Ingram gets it off. Got rim, but it's Michigan State ball.
And now they're going to demonstrate some patience right in his possession. Quality shot is essential.
A lot of offensive weapons on the floor for Michigan State. 5 players in double figures tonight.
I got to try, but he gets tied up as the point guard. And he stands. He's too stationary. He's got to move it out the ball.
Going for Davis.
He's standing. He's easy to guard. Easiest guy to guard is a guy that stands.
Davis, power move. Doesn't get the bounce off the glass. Ingram the rebound and a foul on Ager. Davis made a good, strong move. He just did not finish.
Got to convert that. You got to convert this. Is one-on-one. They got an isolation. There's no double up. He's in a single coverage. You got to convert that in that situation.
They've been playing without Roger Powell for a long time. He's on the bench with 4 fouls. And now Chris Hill and D. Brown talking with Steve Welmer, one of the officials. I don't know if Hill's maybe looking for a contact lens. That's what it looks like, that Chris Hill might have lost a contact.
I'll tell you one thing. I lost one yesterday at home, and I was on the floor.
I can just see that.
And when you're
I
blind,
can picture that.
when you're blind, you're trying to find, and I'm screaming, and she's not in the house, and I'm hunting, and I'm looking, and I'm scrapping, and I'm clawing, and you weren't there to help me.
See, the reality show we away from basketball. You got to see what the other 22 hours a day are like with this guy when he gets going.
I am lost. I'm like a 10-year-old kid.
Where are my keys? Where's my glasses?
Where's my telephone? How many times I lose my phone?
In an hour? A few. Well, they found the contact, or they got a replacement for Chris Hill. He has struggled to shoot the ball recently, and tonight it's not that he struggled to make the shots, he's just struggled to get the shots. He's only taken 3 in the whole game.
Look at the patience, look at the unbelievable savvy and endurance of pressure. This environment was so electric when we arrived. I got 5 like this in 7 days.
But Gracchus committed the foul, and then Tim Higgins with a technical.
Oh, that's major.
On D. Brown.
On D's got it?
I think so.
Bruce Weber's stunned. Lauren Tate standing there stunned.
Let's take another look. D. Brown mystified. Let's take another look.
He's going to get a foul on Bograkis. Why? Oh, D. Elbow. Throws a flagrant elbow. Throws an elbow. Tim Higgins right there. Oh, yeah. Throws the elbow. That's why he got nailed.
And Bograkis reacting right away and got the call. So Shannon Brown will shoot a couple of free throws for Michigan State. He's only a 90% shooter on the season.
Incredible when you look at their shooting. Have they missed a free throw?
No, they are 12 for 12, I believe, from the line tonight. They're #1 in the nation at 80%.
Lead the nation at the half. Great asset to have. Guys that can go to that line and score. And isn't it ironic, though? Hill and Davis missed free throws in that 8-point lead.
That's right.
At Wisconsin.
Not just free throws, the front end of a 1-and-1. The foul on Bograkis, I believe, is the 15th foul. So still 2 more fouls before Illinois will go to the line. And now the crowd, again, an emotional boost from those free throws. They're back within 7.
Well, you chart that happened at 2-11 plus 6 plus 9. He converted to 2. Got a veteran crew on this game.
Higgins, Welmer, and Burr. Roger Powell back into the game for the Illini.
They have blown the whistle a lot in their careers.
Anderson penetrating. Davis.
Not a good shot.
No, now 3-on-2.
One-man fast break, Mike. Wow. One-man fast break. That's a mini version of the little guy down in Philadelphia. In the city of Brooklyn, going to have pain and hurt on Sunday when Tom Brady and company win the Super Bowl.
Well, and guess who D. Brown's favorite NBA player
Allen
is?
Iverson.
You got that right.
Well, no doubt about it. He makes like little Allen right there. Allen's a giant with the rocks in his hands, and so is this guy.
Yeah, you talking about that in another gear.
He is so quick in the open floor.
17 for D. Brown tonight, 14 for Darren Williams, 20 for Luther Head. Is there a better backcourt?
Some great ones tomorrow, but they dominated that backcourt when they played Wake Forest. Talking about Gray and Paul, Reddick and Ewing certainly are outstanding. Hey, tomorrow I got that game. Saturday we go up to Syracuse to carry a dome. Jay, myself, Digger.
Notre Dame will be there, yeah.
Brad Nessler. We're going to have a great time. The place will be rocking like you cannot believe. And then next week, Tuesday, at Kentucky for Florida. And Wednesday, Duke and Carolina at Duke. And I get paid for that.
And coming up tonight, Winter X Games 9 for a pre-massive here. Sal?
Thank you very much, Dan. We are awaiting tonight's very exciting ending to Winter X Games 9. We're going to show you what's been going on here in the Super Pipe, first run of Ski Super Pipe. The defending champion, Simon Dumont, going gigantic, huge 540s to lead it off. And then the progressive Swede, Yoon Olsen, always looking smooth and technical. Looking quite good, but Tanner Hall, who qualified first, hitting the deck hard. That's not what you're looking for in the finals. Looks like this. Dumont in first, followed by Olsen and Marion. Plenty more coming up. It's gonna be awesome, baby. Back to you, Dan.
Hey, Sal.
Good invitation.
Hey, Sal.
That's pretty good,
wow.
Sal.
Sounds better than I do.
Under 2 minutes to play. Top of the hour, Winter X Games 9 here on ESPN. Hager the offensive rebound on the Anderson miss. Way off on the shot. Luther had the rebound, and Illinois is getting closer in 22-0. And it may be most remarkable, 18 consecutive regular season wins in the Big Ten, 10 of them on the road. And the last time out, D. Brown going over to Tim Bograkis, and a little sportsmanship by both guys there saying didn't mean anything by it.
Great
quality kids on both teams, huh?
Yeah, they just came out and competed, and that's what they're doing, and doing really well, the kids in Illinois. Well, they got a lot to talk about, especially after it's been a disastrous baseball scenario there with the Cubs. And right now, at least they got the Fighting Illini to get excited about. And watch those young bulls because they're recruited. I'm going to tell you this. Mariani told me this, and I agree. John Paxson's the reason. The Notre Dame. He's brought in all quality winners. Heinrich, Dang, Gordon, Duhan. What do they all have in common? They all won big in college, and they all played in an environment where they really understood what winning and good shots are all about.
A phenomenal second half here by the Illini. They will extend the nation's longest winning streak to 20. I'll have to see how Boston College finishes up with West Virginia tonight to see if we're down to 1. They were getting the battle from the Mountaineers. And another foul. This time Augustine will go to the line. A look at the upcoming schedule for Illinois. How seriously will they be tested? Well, they're home to Indiana on the weekend, then at Michigan a week from tonight on ESPN. You can see they've got a home game against Wisconsin. Beyond the Northwestern game, they host Purdue and go to Ohio State, and that's the end of their regular season.
Well, you know, Abraham Lincoln Day, my friend, and he is from Illinois. So, hey, I'm going to tell you this. Today is a day that's special to me. The greatest woman ever. It was her birthday today, and that's my mom.
Is it? Oh, your mom's birthday today.
Mom's up in heaven, and I miss her so much, but she was my greatest inspiration. You know, 5th grade education, Dan, but she used to tell me if I could pass this on to young kids. She'd always say to me, never ever believe in the word can't in your life. Chase your dreams, have spirit, enthusiasm you're doing, and a lot of good things could happen. And that's what I send out to every kid out there. Make good decisions in your life. Remember, good choices lead to a good life. Bad choices lead to a bad life.
Well put. Let's go back to the studio and once again rejoin Scott Reese. Scott.
All right, Dan, let's check in on that other unbeaten. Boston College leading West Virginia 39-34 at the under-12 timeout. Craig Smith has almost half his team's points, 19 on the ball game. Elsewhere, it is Maryland getting its lunch handed to it by 5-54 now as the Terps just can't seem to find the bottom of the rim. Elsewhere, Mississippi State and Florida, that game over on ESPN2. Right now, the Bulldogs lead at 32-30. We'll keep you posted on all of the above. Right now, back to Dan and Dick.
All right, Scott, are you ready to be somebody's Valentine, Dickie B?
Valentine. Wow, did you make those signs up? I think you and Doris made all those signs up.
Well, speaking of red, let's flash back to 1975-76, your favorite college basketball team.
Yeah, they played so well together, and it was so well coached. Understood what a good shot. Benson on the inside. They had May. They had Wilkerson, Buckner, Abernathy. What a terrific basketball team. And what Bobby Knight did in those 2 years will never, ever be duplicated in the Big Ten. 36-0 in the Big Ten when you played a round robin, and it was meaningful.
But does Illinois have a chance to join Indiana to become the first team since Indiana in 75 on the table right through the national championship?
Well, certainly have a chance until somebody beats them, but the odds get tougher and tougher when you think about 13 teams going undefeated in the regular season since Indiana, and all 13, common denominator, did not win the national title.
Davis the miss, rebound Illinois. What Illinois would have to do is win 7 more regular season games after tonight, 3 in the Big Ten tournament, and then 6 in the NCAA tournament. That's a lot of basketball.
You know, I read a quote from Jerry Colangelo, and I couldn't agree more. I don't believe for it. I don't buy that philosophy. You know, if you do get beat, then you got to adjust and come back from adversity like Kansas and Bill Self did after being humiliated by Villanova. It was a great wake-up call. But these kids, why can't you build off a win?
Lutherhead not there, make it 8 more regular season games after tonight. So Illinois, if they're going to run the table all the way through the national championship game, would have to win 17 more games in all and wind up 39-0. I guess all you care about is do you win the last one, and that's got an opportunity to do. And based on this performance tonight, you'd have to believe it.
That game up in Iowa could be dangerous, but if they lose Pierce, that's going to be a big blow to them for Steve Alford. I think you're looking at 4 teams this year coming out of the Big Ten for the NCAA tournament.
The 3-guard stick that we talk so much about, 54 points tonight. Illinois remains undefeated as they win here in East Lansing, 81-68 to go to 22-0, the best start in school history. Winter X Games 9 next. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. For Dick Vitale, Doris Burke, and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Dan Schulman. Thanks for watching. That'll do it from East Lansing tonight. Illinois wins again. Now to Aspen. Winter X Games